We start with breaking news that we're following today. 5 soldiers have been shot at the Army's Fort Stewart in Georgia. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Vanessa Broussard. Good to have you here in the spin room. The conditions of the 5 soldiers shot is not known right now, but we do know that they all will survive. Good news there. The suspect has been arrested. We're told it happened around 11:30 this morning at the base located about 40 miles southwest of Savannah, Georgia. The base immediately went into lockdown, which lasted for about an hour. Authorities have not released the suspect's name or a motive. The Army said it is investigating, and we will keep you posted. Also, President Trump is set to make a big announcement soon from the Oval Office. We'll have live coverage here on Spin Room the minute that begins, so stick here with us. Again, that should happen here in the next couple of minutes. Now to a story of fight, courage, and now denial. Bevelyn Williams was set to release a movie called Pardon Me, the Bevelyn Williams story, on August 15th. That's just about a little over a week from today. But theaters have dropped the film. Here's the trailer.
1 years old, a woman told me, you need to surrender your life to Christ because there's nothing left but death for me. We're out here raising funds for the girls, and this is just not for food and shelter, but this is also too for education, leadership.
I can give you this money, but really what matters is if these girls have Jesus in their heart. Jesus matters.
The governor of New York has announced the passage of new legislation allowing abortion up to the 9th month of pregnancy.
Let's do something about this.
You know what? Let's do something about it.
We at it again. We at it again. Let's go.
Oh, so stop and leave.
That's what you gonna do?
Yo, these kids came out for one thing and one thing only. And that's to destroy.
Wow, Bevelyn. Your life, even up to this point, is incredible.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes?
Agent Teresa Wheeler, FBI.
The bail for both defendants is set at $30,000 each. Additionally, neither of you may leave the Southern District of Tennessee or the Southern District of New York without prior permission from this court.
What if the fair choice? And this is not about justice. This is about shutting y'all down.
Yelling at the women, calling them murderers and baby killers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been quite the ride.
23 people were prosecuted.
Trial date is set for February 12th. I'll see you then, back in my court.
Bevelyn claims she's being targeted yet again, as if she hasn't already been through enough. And she is joining us here today. Bevelyn, so good to have you here on Lindell TV. Nice to see you. Look beautiful. Let's start from the beginning. Give our viewers a little background about your story, where it all began when you were just living a normal life, and then one day that all changed.
Well, I don't know if I've ever lived a normal life, okay? And that's why I guess the movie is so epic, because I just, you know how they say life deals you lemons? Well, my life was like them lemons off the Amalfi Coast, girl. Them big old chunky, thick lemons that you could eat gelato out of. That was my life, okay? So I got saved around 2013 in jail. And that's also in the movie. A woman challenged me to surrender my life to Christ, and she told me there was nothing left for me but death. And anybody who's ever experienced prison, it's literally like going to a grave. It is. Like if you're in prison or dead, like it is similar, it's equivalent. So now I get saved and I surrender my life, and I just start doing ministry on the street and really wanting to give back to at-risk youth and at-risk adults like myself who just grew up with really bad circumstances, and it was just normal for us to deal with dysfunctionality and challenges like that. And then I moved back to New York after living in Maine for a bit, and Governor Cuomo decided in 2019 he was going to legalize abortion up until birth. And I feel like, and maybe this is just me, but at the time, I thought every Christian would kind of put all of any form of ministry on halt to be like, wait a minute, he's talking about killing a baby at 9 months. Like, so we can't even call it a clump of cells at this point. This is a whole human being. This is murder, right? So me and my best friend, we were devastated that he would do something like that. We were angry at his cockiness about it, lighting up the Empire State Building pink and celebrating in Congress. And we just were like, we're going to go to the abortion clinic and raise our voice. And the biggest one, the second biggest abortion clinic was in New York. Get this, on Margaret Sanger Square, right? And in the window, it had a sign that said, "We help Black women." So I'll never forget this. I'll tell you, this is funny. The day I walked up to that building, the escorts immediately opened the door for me. They didn't wait, okay? There were some people out there praying, some Catholics with their rosaries, trying to give me papers. But the escorts, as soon as they saw me from the end of the block, they opened the door, ready for me to go in. And I noticed that and I said, you're quick to open the door for me because I'm Black. You think I'm a client. And from that day on, it just ignited this powerful Holy Ghost filled ministry that got me locked up.
So what led to you getting locked up?
Well, I think the biggest thing was when Trump went out of office, they ignited FACE, this Freedom of Access to Clinics charge. And they just started rounding up all the pro-lifers all over the U.S. that they felt were, a hindrance to their agenda. But what I found so interesting was that they did this after Roe versus Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court. So this was like a get back scheme. And so throughout the whole year of 2022, all of my friends were getting indicted. I was hearing about friends of mine, their doors being kicked in because I knew people from OSA, Operation Save America, and Red Rose Rescue. I wasn't working with them, but I knew them. I mean, when you're pro-life, you kind of start to know the veterans and the people that are in the pro-life movement. And so, I mean, I didn't expect they would come after me, but my husband thought it would happen, and so he was very prayerful. And next thing you know, actually, J6 had happened prior to that. So I already had FBI on my tail. A woman would come and visit me to, kind of check in on me because they were trying to investigate J6. But I was there, but I never went in the building. So I was good. But now we have built a rapport. So now when I found out that I was indicted and I had a warrant for my arrest, she was the one who called me actually and told me, you have a warrant for your arrest and they're going to try to kick in your door. So I need you to come down to the building tomorrow to keep them from doing that to you and your baby and your husband. Because I had just had Ellie in May and I was indicted in December. So, yeah.
So we see it in the trailer that they show up at your door. What was that like for you when you opened the door?
Honestly, I come in. Welcome. Like, what's up? I'm not a criminal. I don't break laws. My Bible teaches me I don't have to worry about these type of authorities because I'm not a criminal. I'm not going out here with a gun, killing and shooting and stabbing. And the crazy part is if I was, I probably wouldn't have got that much time. I'm just a mom, a wife, and a person who stands for life. I'm a Christian. That's it. So for me, it wasn't like, oh man, a shock. I in my mind couldn't believe. I just knew this had to be dismissed. This got to be thrown out. This may be a scare tactic. There's no way they're going through with this. This is ridiculous.
And they did. Do you think that this was politically motivated?
100%. 100%. FACE Act has been in since the 90s, since Bill Clinton's administration. And I find it interesting, no one really ever used it like that. But once Roe versus Wade was overturned, I mean, it was 23 of us that were pardoned in one day on January 23rd. They were rounding us up like the Holocaust girl. So you do the math. And they waited to implement these type of strong arming procedures and actions after that they had Trump completely out of office. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, okay, so you're going through trial. You're a wife. You're a mother of a little girl who is now, what, 3 years old? And so
Yes.
at the time, you have this toddler at home. You have to be thinking about her. Take us through the trial and then through the sentencing. And as you have to, go to jail, what is that like for you as a wife and a mother when all you were doing is supporting life? You were against abortion and murder, and I agree with you, Bevelyn, that is a baby. They can say a clump of cells all they want, but when I was pregnant and I went to my OB at 6 weeks, I could hear a heartbeat. That is a human being.
That's right.
And so you can cry all you want that it's a lump of cells, but at the end of the day, it's murder. So take me through, as a mother of this little girl at home, as a wife, what's going through your mind whenever you were sentenced?
Well, I'll take you through trial first. It didn't hit me, and I'm a late bloomer. Things don't hit me until last minute. It did not hit me that this was really real and they were going through with this till the day of trial, when I walked into the courtroom and I saw the United States of America logo behind that judge's seat. And I'll never forget, like, I almost fainted. I had an anxiety attack, and I do not have those. And I just got hit with heat and sweat, and my head started hurting, and I thought I was gonna pass out. And I had to tell myself, and no one knew this because I'm really good at like poker facing it. But as I sat in that chair, I just kind of talked to myself down and said, calm down, Bevelyn, calm down. But it was like, it hit me in that moment. This is real. They're really going through with this. Like, they're taking me to trial for this, right? As we went through the trial, you gotta believe, you wouldn't believe it if I told you this. They posted pictures for evidence of me preaching, saying things like, we cancel this building in the name of Jesus, calling that a threat. They had pictures of me rebuking the building, saying abortion is murder, this isn't right, no peace for the wicked. And they was like, that's a threat. So they played a part in a fine line of using my freedom of speech, and they also did not want full clips of videos of me preaching to be played. They only wanted small clips so that they could build their own context. And unfortunately, I had a judge who worked with the prosecution. Now, I'm gonna tell you how I know this. You about to gag real quick, okay? I don't know if you've ever done trial or like been to jail or anything like that, girl, probably not. But let me explain to you how the system go, okay? Usually when you get charged, right, there might be like a gap of time that you got to plead guilty or do a deal, something like that. But then once trial come, you go through trial, and it's always a roll of dice for everybody. You either gonna win or you gonna lose. But usually in a proper American trial, you don't know what the end may be. You can only hope that you may win, but the jury has a mind of its own, right? You have a jury of your peers, and they can either go guilty or not guilty. Do you know they submitted my sentencing in July of 2023? I didn't go to trial until February 2024. They had my sentencing submitted a year before. They lined my butt up. They lined me up. That was a setup. And they had it rigged. That's why they tried me in the Southern District of New York City, because that's the most liberal, pro-choice place in the world. So they had it locked. They was about to, that's it. And on top of that, Kamala was running, so they thought she was going to win. So they was like, oh, we about to hang this heifer. It was a lynching.
Wow. So I have no words, but it doesn't surprise me. We deal with that here. We have our own, the owner of this network, Bevelyn, who has tried to be silenced. That's all they wanted. They don't want somebody coming out and saying that the 2020 elections were rigged. Don't question it. Don't question this government wanting to abort babies at 9 months old. We're going to slap you on the wrist and we're going to send you to jail. We're going to silence you, and we're going to set an example so no one else will speak up either. So that's all this was. But thank the Lord, America can see right through this, and President Trump was elected, and then he pardoned you. When you got word, you served about 3 months too long, right? Mm-hmm. When you got word President Trump was pardoning you, sitting in jail, what did you think?
Well, that day that he pardoned me, I did not know I was going to get pardoned. All I know is that day one, he pardoned the J6ers. And it was a bittersweet day for me because January 20th, that was my friends in prison, my two friends were J6ers. Like, you have to understand, in prison, you can't just hang with anybody because you can get yourself caught up in some drama that you don't want to get caught up in. Prison is the streets, girl. It's so much drugs in prison. It's so much homosexuality in prison. You can just be hanging with a girl and somebody she was dealing with think y'all dealing with each other. Now she want to poke you up or get in a fight with you because she thinks that your girlfriend's with somebody. So you really have to tread lightly on the crowds you hang out with in prison. So I stuck with, when I found out that there were two other J6s in the prison with me, we stuck together because we're like, we know we're pretty much we eye to eye. You know what I mean? We're not going to be worried about gay relationships and drug dealings and all of this other stuff like that. And all of us pretty much stayed out of trouble, right? So, excuse me. So now, January 20th comes, they get pardoned. The next morning I wake up, my friends are gone. So you got to understand, I was just devastated. I was so hurt. And I just was like, oh my God, what's happening? And I've been hearing this little whisper from the devil in my ear, like, oh, you're getting left behind. You're getting left. You know how the enemy attacks you when you're going through something. He likes to kick you when you're down. And so I just was like, man, this is so disheartening. But God, I did this for you. And I'm going to stick with you no matter what the situation is. And I just had my mind made up. My faith is going to stand regardless. I'm not going to budge on my faith. I'm in too deep at this point anyway. Like, me and God are so locked in. I can't just separate myself from him now. It's impossible. So now, that morning I get up and I hear a whisper, you're going home today. And it's really hard for me to hear this whisper because I've just been getting so many slammed doors. My nose is like, metaphorically broken from all the doors that's been slamming in my face. And so I'm just like, all right, Lord, I hear you, but, I got to stay sober because if I don't, I need to be able to make it to tomorrow. It was a lot. Like, to get by without being with my husband, without being in my baby, it was literally God and my faith that kept me and sustained me. And the fact that there were so many girls in there that were so lost, I was so occupied with ministry in there that it kept me from soaking on my own problems, So I sit in the TV room, I'm watching TV from 7 a.m. to 2:30. Something just told me watch the news. That's all I did all day. And it's hard to get Fox in there because the girls are feminists. So I had to get the TV early in the morning, put my chair there, secure the TV, like I'm watching it. And so I'm just watching Fox all day. We watching Fox today, okay? So I'm watching it and I'm like, whatever, looking at the stuff going on. I don't know. But something just told me sit there and watch the news. I never do that. Next thing I know, 2:30 hits, breaking news, Trump to sign executive orders. I see him sign 2. And then here comes the next one. He would have that guy announce the order. So he's like, announce that. The guy says the 23 pro-lifers that was unjustly charged and prosecuted, I'm signing it. And he says, it's an honor to sign this. This shouldn't have never happened. And all you hear is that big, fat, black pen going. And next thing you know, I'm screaming, girl. I'm like, Godspeed! Godspeed! And I just was so like, I was praising God. But this is the coolest part that I'll tell you. Most of the time in prison, when girls see you going home, they be jealous and mad. And they'll try to do stuff to sabotage you going home because they feel like they not going home and you are, right? Like, no accountability for the fact that you there because you did a crime, right? But you just mad the next girl going home. But anyway, surprisingly, them girls were celebrating with me.
That's so good.
A lot of times they would tell me, Miss Bevelin, you're not supposed to be here, Miss Bevelin. You're not supposed to be here, but you're here for a reason, Miss Bevelin. And I would just have girls coming up to my room asking for prayer. And, some girls needed food and I would feed them. But if y'all gonna be doing drugs, spending your money on drugs and then want to eat my food, no. If you hungry, I'll help you, but you ain't gonna be playing. But other than that, it's just like I became a mother in my pod. I became someone of reason. When the girls would fight, I would say, no, stop. Why are y'all fighting? Y'all want to go home. Like, this isn't worth it. And it's just, I was able to inspire so many girls. And I didn't do it for the clout. You know what I mean? I just did it because that's who I am. But I realized how fruitful it was because the day I got my pardon, rather than be met with jealousy and anger, I was met with love and goodbyes and hugs and cheers and even phone calls to this day of girls that check in on me. So it was beautiful.
Oh, that's so great. And brought a tear to my eye, Bevelin, when you said that you watched watched it live on TV, and I know exactly what sound you're talking about when that marker hits the paper when he's signing an executive order. So, okay, so you create this movie, and theaters agreed to play it, and this is a movie about you and your life and what you've been through. Then all of a sudden, because this is supposed to be released in about, what, 10 days from now? 8, 9, 10 days from now? Now they're saying they're not going to play your movie. What's happening there?
Right. So I'm going to tell you the biggest thing. I believe a call came from the top to shut this down the same way the call came from the top, and I called it for my sentencing to be the way it was. That day I walked into my sentencing, I thought that I had a chance. I thought maybe probation, but they already had it set. It was rigged. I believe right now there was a call made from the powers that be to stop this movie, and I'm going to tell you why. This is not your average pro-life movie, okay? First of all, you have secular actors playing in this movie. Just gonna be honest, they're not Christian actors necessarily. You have they're more worldly, popular actors that were willing to put their neck on the line to play in this movie. But the storyline, we know stories of finding out abortion is wrong, right? But this goes past that. Yes, abortion is wrong. But now it talks about how you end up at the chop shop. A culture of broken women. It talks about my father leaving. It talks about me being molested. It talks about me feeling insignificant and mistreated as a child. It talks about everything that pinpoints to you ending up at an abortion clinic killing your own kid. It exposes the steps, but it bridges the gap. So the girls that are from the hard side of the neck of the woods, who are culturally, they lack understanding when it comes to abortion, and those girls who are from this side of the woods who know abortion is wrong and who were raised right and had Catholic upbringing and all of this stuff like that, this movie helps bridge them together to where, we agree, the Catholics may say, yeah, abortion is wrong, but they may not understand how we end up there. Now they have a better understanding of how we end up at that clinic. So it's a dynamic story. And on top of that, let's keep it 100. Not a lot of Black movies are pro-life movies, but there are a lot of Black women at the chop shop. Like I said, when I walked up to it, they opened the door for me. They immediately assumed I was getting an abortion. They were bold enough to have a sign in the window that said, "We help Black women," which me and my best friend single-handedly made them change that. And we made them change the Margaret Sanger Square logo that they had on the street, the sign that they had. So the agenda of racism when it comes to abortion, it is tied together. There's no way you can erase it, but this movie helps expose it. And I believe that's why this message is so powerful and they don't want it out.
So have they told you that? Have you received an explanation from them? Because again, you were told yes by multiple theaters, but now you're being told no, correct?
Yeah, I will tell you, one theater straight up told us they support Planned Parenthood.
Wow.
They donate to them. I don't want to expose it, but they said they fund to them. So what I'm saying isn't an opinion. It's not me just pulling stuff out of my behind. This is the facts. This is what it is.
I hate that for you because it's going to be a story that needs to be told, but that's the fight that conservatives are in this country. Even though we have a conservative president, it's still a fight. And so it's what we preach all along. Big tech, big corporations, they are in charge. And so they will try to silence you no matter what you try to do. So you've claimed that this film is being blackballed. What can people do to help you? Your name gets brought up, Bevelyn, and people know you. They know your story. They know about this film. They want to help you. So what can people do to help?
Well, it goes back to a grassroots standard. So, when Trump secured his votes this year for the 2024 election, he utilized the churches. He said, no, I'm going to make sure that ballots are available in churches and voting can be available in churches because it would make it less risky for the election to be stolen. And in the same way, we have to understand when things like this happen, the Christians are a strong community, right? We're able to band together and we're able to dominate when we decide to. And that's the truth. A lot of people like to count us out and say we're just these religious nuts. But the reality is the Christians are the strongest source in America, period. That's not an opinion either. That's a fact. So we are asking the church to partner with us and organizations. You don't have to necessarily be a church. But if you want to, you can reach out to info@blackballed.org. watchpardonme.com. Again, that's info@watchpardonme.com. Email us. We will send you the form you need to partner with us, and you can screen this movie in your sanctuary or your amphitheater, whatever you have, and at no charge. We're just wanting you to partner with us to get this done.
And we're also looking at your website right there that we just saw. People can read about you right there. And then also we've had it up on our screen the entire time, the email address that people can go to, info@watchpardonme.com. We need all churches. We need all schools. You know, there's Catholic schools and Christian schools all over the country. Pro-life people stand up and support Bevelyn. She has worked hard for the pro-life movement, and you're an angel on earth. And so we're so happy for you that you're out back with your family. I do have another question for you. You know, we're trying to get churches and schools and communities to get involved and have given the email address. Will this be available for streaming or digital release?
Well, we're working on that now. That's the prayer. Obviously, we will want to get people to get that theater experience first, and then go ahead and get streaming out. But we're working on doing that as well. Everything will be on watchpardonme.com. It's not live yet. Just email for right now, because we're working on the format to get that done. Because again, we were just told out of nowhere 15 days before launch that they're not going to do anything with us. So the website will be done by the end of this week. And you guys look out for watchpardonme.com for every which way that you can access this movie.
And if you don't mind, Bevelyn, when that goes live, let me know, and we'll make sure that we give a recap. You said by the end of the week, so maybe on Friday we can give a little reminder to our viewers to go watch and follow you. One last question for you. Your daughter, she's 3.
Yes.
When she grows up, what do you tell her?
Oh man, that's a packed question. I'm gonna have to give you a packed answer. You know, the biggest thing about me as a parent is that I want to tell my kids the truth. I want them to be so equipped in the truth that the world can't shape it for them. And so I'm going to tell my daughter everything. I'm going to tell her about the case. I'm going to tell her that I was tried. I'm going to tell her that I was away from her for 3 months. I'm going to tell her about the time that when I came home and we sat at the dinner table together, she cried and she was singing, what was she singing? I got joy down in my heart. And she was crying at the same time. And me and my husband just sat there like, wow, she's praising God. Like, she is having an overwhelming, thankful moment with the Lord because we're together again. We hadn't been at a dinner table together in a very long time. So I'm going to tell her the truth. I'm going to also tell her how loved she is. I'm also going to tell her, you know, why abortion is wrong and all of the things that she needs to know. I'm just going to tell her the truth. I'm going to lay it out for her. And so no one else can shape it.
Beautiful. And we are so proud of you and thankful for you because, you know, you went out there and you supported and, you know, fought for our unborn babies. And so from one mother to another mother, thank you. We have to save our children. And so that begins in the womb. And we'll continue fighting until we just, you know, our time on earth is done, Bevelyn. So we will continue to support you as well. For everyone at home, get with your church, get with your schools, get with your communities, your neighborhoods. If you have, you know, a neighborhood, you know, how the ladies get together, Bevelyn, and have their girls' night outs, whatever it may be, go to info@watchpardonme.com, watchpardonme.com, and get in touch with Bevelyn and make sure that her story is seen to everyone all across the country after being canceled by the movie theaters. Thank you for everything you do. So happy you've been pardoned. Now I'm going to be thinking about President Trump signing his executive order, and every time I hear that pen, Bevelyn, I'm going to think about you celebrating in prison.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
We're awaiting a big announcement from President Trump inside the Oval Office. It can happen any minute now. We'll be live to Washington, D.C. when we come right back. You're watching Spin Room. Stay with us.
The last time President Trump was in office, gold soared 50% and silver went up a huge 53%. Americans who invested in silver and gold during Donald Trump's first presidency are very happy that they did it. And right now, gold continues to soar to the highest numbers in history. These gains are just an appetizer for what's to come. Some market analysis are saying that gold is predicted to rise another 30% in the next year alone. So now's the time to invest in gold and silver, and that's why I partnered with Fisher Liberty Gold. Fisher Liberty Gold is a conservative-owned and operated precious metals investment company. They even helped my good friend President Trump get elected through their contributions to Turning Point USA and other conservative groups. I have dedicated my life to ensuring that people get the best sleep ever. And in addition to owning a MyPillow, I can now sleep well at night knowing that you can all protect your savings with precious metals with Fisher Liberty Gold. With Fisher Liberty Gold, you can sleep well knowing that your retirement is secure. And if you call now, you're going to receive your very own presidential gold guide and qualify for up to $20,000 in free silver. But wait, there's more. Call now or text metals to 26786 to receive your presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty. And for a limited time, I will send you a free MyPillow for qualified accounts. This presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty will tell you exactly why you need to own gold even while Donald Trump is president. And just by calling in, you get a free MyPillow for a limited time for qualified accounts, and up to $20,000 in free silver. So don't wait. Call 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today. That's 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today to receive your free MyPillow and up to $20,000 in free silver.
Friends, we all know the truth. Big Pharma and the federal bureaucracy have made a mess of healthcare in this country, and boy, that's that's an understatement. President Trump signed an executive order to bring prices down, and that's a great step. But we know that real change takes time. There's one pharmacy that is already stepping up. I want to tell you about All Family Pharmacy.
Dana, are you saying they can't?
They're not waiting.
Are they
They're
connected?
taking action now with a summer sale that gives you the power to take control of your health. Right now,
Keep running commercials.
through the end of June, you get 20% off site-wide, no insurance required. Did you hear that? 20% off site-wide, no insurance required. They work with licensed doctors in all 50 states, and
Can
they
we
ship
run that package
fast straight to your door.
Of,
Whether it's ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, methylene blue, antibiotics, emergency kits, or your daily prescriptions. This is a time to stock up. If you believe in medical freedom, if you're tired of waiting for someone else to fix things, do what I do. Take action. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell and use promo code Lindell20, Lindell 20 for 20% off your entire order. That's allfamilypharmacy.com, Lindell. Promo code Lindell20. Let's protect our families, defend our freedom, and make America healthy again together.
With everybody talking about making America healthy again, I thought today'd be a great day to talk to all my fellow patriots about the importance of making your homes healthy again. Well, we have proudly partnered with airwaterhealing.com and their revolutionary whole home air purification system. The V3 from Air Water Healing does 3,000 square feet of purification. It eliminates dust, mold, viruses, and odors. But here's the part I love. They require no filters to ever be changed and virtually no maintenance. Whether you suffer from asthma, allergies, seasonal bronchitis, or just want to protect your family from the flu or even greater threats, don't wait to get your V3 from airwaterhealing.com today. Use code Lindell for 20% off in savings and free shipping. That's promo code Lindell at airwaterhealing.com. The last time President Trump was in office, gold soared 50% and silver went up a huge 53%. Americans who invested in silver and gold during Donald Trump's first presidency are very happy that they did it. And right now, gold continues to soar to the highest numbers in history. These gains are just an appetizer for what's to come. Some market analysis are saying that gold is predicted to rise another 30% in the next year alone. So now's the time to invest in gold and silver, and that's why I partnered with Fisher Liberty Gold. Fisher Liberty Gold is a conservative-owned and operated precious metals investment company. They even helped my good friend President Trump get elected through their contributions to Turning Point USA and other conservative groups. I have dedicated my life to ensuring that people get the best sleep ever. And in addition to owning a MyPillow, I can now sleep well at night knowing that you can all protect your savings with precious metals with Fisher Liberty Gold. With Fisher Liberty Gold, you can sleep well knowing that your retirement is secure. And if you call now, you're going to receive your very own presidential gold guide and qualify for up to $20,000 in free silver. But wait, there's more. Call now or text metals to 26786 to receive your presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty. And for a limited time, I will send you a free MyPillow for qualified accounts. This presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty will tell you exactly why you need to own gold even while Donald Trump is president. And just by calling in, you get a free MyPillow for a limited time for qualified accounts and up to $20,000 in free silver. So don't wait. Call 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today. That's 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today to receive your free MyPillow and up to $20,000 in free silver.
Welcome back to Spin Room. I'm Vanessa Broussard. Good to have you here with us. We are awaiting President Trump to give an announcement from the Oval Office. It was supposed to start 10 minutes ago. The president, a busy man, so we are waiting for President Trump to come into the Oval Office and give us that announcement. There's been a lot of speculation on what this could be. Some people say it may be an announcement on tariffs. Other people are saying it has to do with a huge investment coming to America from the company Apple. So a lot of speculation out there right now, and so we'll let President Trump make that announcement here any moment, and when he does come into the Oval Office, we'll bring that to you live. So make sure you're continuing to watch us here on Lindell TV. I don't know if you saw this last night. Legendary radio host Howard Stern is facing a pivotal moment in his career as his lucrative contract with SiriusXM nears its expiration this fall. Well, multiple insiders say that SiriusXM is unlikely to meet Stern's financial demands, so won't renew his deal, estimated around $100 million annually. Must be nice, but he is Howard Stern. Now, Stern is 71 years old, so a lot of people are agreeing that it's time for him to retire. So it may be time to hang it up, especially since his listener numbers have declined. They have. Probably because a lot of people online are saying it could be because just last year he said that he hates people who vote for Trump. Now, a lot of people used to watch Howard Stern back in the day, millions of people. He started this whole talk show radio that so many people can look up to. Podcasters, radio hosts, jocks, DJs, they all looked up to Howard Stern because he just broke the barriers. But then last year he says he hates people who vote for Trump. And he described Trump voters as stupid. So what do you think all of the Trump voters did? They turned the radio off, they flipped the channel, they probably kept their SiriusXM subscription, but they refused to listen to Howard Stern because Howard Stern claims they're stupid. So when the news broke last night about his contract, I said on my X page, it's time for him to go home after becoming woke. He said it in a news article that was sent to me by a viewer last night. There's articles out there where he says, okay, I'm woke. So I posted that on my X account. That it's time to go home. You're woke. Now, there is a saying, as you know, with MAGA, when companies go woke, they go broke. People stop supporting them. But I didn't say that. I said, you went woke, time to go home, not broke. So keep that in mind as I read some viewer comments. We have Jeff who says, I canceled Sirius and couldn't handle Howard Stern after his crazy turn. He used to be entertaining, but now he's just an angry old man. Then we have Radio P1 who sent this message to me saying he's made more money than anyone, including himself, ever thought he could. For a second, I thought he might have grown a conscience and started to grow up. Then I realized, nope. He reminds me of Ellen, this viewer said. Now, while I had plenty of people celebrating Howard Stern finally stepping away from the mic, especially after his comments last year, almost 1 million interactions last night on my post. Well, most of them were great, but there were some left lunatics going wild on me, calling me every name in the book, just because I said, he went woke, time to go home. So think of any bad name. I'll give you a minute. Any bad name, any derogatory name that you can think of, anyone, whatever you're thinking of, I was called. You know, by the people who demand rights for women, yet they'll cuss out a woman and call us names and disrespect us with filthy comments. After all, they're supporting a man who became famous for his filthy comments. Remember Howard Stern back in the 90s? He wasn't the most classiest of men. So if the shoe fits, wear it. Birds of a feather stick together. So of course these people who support this filthy man are going to call a woman filthy names. But at the end of the day, in the South, we say bless their hearts and we go about our day. And today's a new day. And I'm sure President Trump's going to come into the Oval Office any second now and give this huge announcement that's going to be so great for America. And those same left lunatics who were on my X account last night are going to be up in arms about that because they're just miserable people. But again, in the South, we say, bless their hearts. All right, as we wait to go to him, also in Washington, D.C., a former Doge staffer dubbed Big Balls was violently assaulted early Sunday morning. Now, police say it was an attempted carjacking involving a group of 10 juveniles. You probably know Big Balls, whose real name is Edward Korestein, got his nickname from his work at Doge for uncovering so much corruption. So when people in the MAGA movement were trying to figure out who is uncovering all of this on Elon's team, well, they had a computer name known as Big Balls. And then Jesse Waters had a big sit-down interview with the Doge staff and Elon Musk, and then America finally got to see who he was. Well, anyways, police say that he had pushed his girlfriend to safety inside the car during that carjacking in D.C. this weekend, and then he was beaten. He was suffering from a concussion, he had a broken nose, and he had a black eye. You can see the pictures right behind me. Police say that they have arrested two 15-year-olds from Maryland. President Trump posted the picture of Korestein on his page, calling him an incredible young man who was beaten by thugs. And then Elon Musk then posted, "It's time to federalize the District of Columbia." President Trump has been saying that for a long time. Elon Musk is getting behind it. Judge Jeanine is behind it as well. So you have a good team wanting to federalize Washington, D.C. And as always, we want to remind you to support Mike Lindell. You can go to mypillowtrial.com, mypillowtrial.com. Give him a donation if you can. It could be any amount from $5 to $500. We've seen it all, and we appreciate it all. As you know, Mike Lindell, as we spoke to Bevelyn just earlier, who was trying to just exercise her First Amendment rights, saying it's not right to have an abortion at 9 months pregnant, was thrown in jail. They wanted to silence her. Well, of course, the left wants to silence Mike Lindell as well. We've seen it. So if you can help him in the fight, go to mypillowtrial.com. Go shopping while you can. Go to mypillow.com. Lots of great products and sales going on there. You can type in my name, Vanessa, for extra savings. So go to mypillow.com, Vanessa, for extra savings. We're going to take another quick commercial break. When we come back, more Spin Room. Stay with us.
The last time President Trump was in office, gold soared 50% and silver went up a huge 53%. Americans who invested in silver and gold during Donald Trump's first presidency are very happy that they did it. And right now, gold continues to soar to the highest numbers in history. These gains are just an appetizer for what's to come. Some market analysis are saying that gold is predicted to rise another 30% in the next year alone. So now's the time to invest in gold and silver, and that's why I partnered with Fisher Liberty Gold. Fisher Liberty Gold is a conservative-owned and operated precious metals investment company. They even helped my good friend President Trump get elected through their contributions to Turning Point USA and other conservative groups. I have dedicated my life to ensuring that people get the best sleep ever. And in addition to owning a MyPillow, I can now sleep well at night knowing that you can all protect your savings with precious metals with Fisher Liberty Gold. With Fisher Liberty Gold, you can sleep well knowing that your retirement is secure. And if you call now, you're going to receive your very own presidential gold guide and qualify for up to $20,000 in free silver. But wait, there's more. Call now or text metals to 26786 to receive your presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty. And for a limited time, I will send you a free MyPillow for qualified accounts. This presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty will tell you exactly why you need to own gold even while Donald Trump is president. And just by calling in, you get a free MyPillow for a limited time for qualified accounts and up to $20,000 in free silver. So don't wait. Call 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today. That's 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today to receive your free MyPillow and up to $20,000 in free silver.
Friends, we all know the truth. Big Pharma and the federal bureaucracy have made a mess of health care in this country, and boy, that's an understatement. President Trump signed an executive order to bring prices down, and that's a great step. But we know that real change takes time. There's one pharmacy that is already stepping up. I want to tell you about All Family Pharmacy. They're not waiting. They're taking action now with a summer sale that gives you the power to take control of your health. Right now, through the end of June, you get 20% off site-wide, no insurance required. Did you hear that? 20% off, site-wide, no insurance required. They work with licensed doctors in all 50 states, and they ship fast, straight to your door. Whether it's ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, methylene blue, antibiotics, emergency kits, or your daily prescriptions, this is a time to stock up. If you believe in medical freedom, if you're tired of waiting for someone else to fix things, do what I do. Take action. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Lindell and use promo code Lindell20, Lindell 20 for 20% off your entire order. That's allfamilypharmacy.com, Lindell. Promo code Lindell20. Let's protect our families, defend our freedom, and make America healthy again together.
With everybody talking about making America healthy again, I thought today'd be a great day to talk to all my fellow patriots about the importance of making your homes healthy again. Well, we have proudly partnered with airwaterhealing.com and their revolutionary whole home air purification system. The V3 from Air Water Healing does 3,000 square feet of purification. It eliminates dust, mold, viruses, and odors. But here's the part I love. They require no filters to ever be changed and virtually no maintenance. Whether you suffer from asthma, allergies, seasonal bronchitis, or just want to protect your family from the flu or even greater threats, don't wait to get your V3 from airwaterhealing.com today. Use code Lindell for 20% off in savings and free shipping. That's promo code Lindell at airwaterhealing.com. Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? Well, I recently saw a video he made and I was shocked. That guy's amazing and he's staying active well into his 80s. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this by just making one change. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger, her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. Chuck made a very special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Lindell. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Lindell. You won't believe how simple it is.
All right, everyone, we are still awaiting President Trump, who is going to be giving a statement, an announcement at the White House inside the Oval Office. That was supposed to start about 20 minutes ago. We're still waiting. We are going to head into War Room with Steve Bannon, and I am pretty sure that they are going to be covering that. So make sure you stay with us here on Lindell TV for President Trump's big announcement. You can also follow us on social media, X, Instagram, Facebook, Vocal, of course, VOCL, which is Truth Social is President Trump's account, but Vocal is Mike Lindell's social media platform. So make sure you are following us on all of that so you'll never miss when President Trump is speaking, and also never miss breaking news. As always, we close the show in prayer today. Here's today's Bible verse of the day coming from the book of Psalms. It reads this: "Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in Him, and He will do it." A perfect passage to trust the Lord in all things. He will never let you down. And that'll do it for us here on Spin Room today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Again, Steve Bannon's War Room is next as we await President Trump to make a huge announcement from the Oval Office. You're watching Lindell TV. Stay with us here.
Huge breaking news. Mike Lindell Media Corporation, which includes Lindell TV, has gone public with the stock trading symbol MLMC.
Kara Castronovo from Lindell TV.
This is Allison Steinberg here with Lindell TV. We are currently on LindellTV.com.
The platform, which has rapidly grown to attract 7.2 million monthly viewers and 150 million annual impressions. Vocalist's subsidiary social media network supports over 70,000 accounts, and MLMC is poised for even greater success.
This is going to be big, everybody, and I'm really looking forward to it. The last time President Trump was in office, gold soared 50% and silver went up a huge 53%. Americans who invested in silver and gold during Donald Trump's first presidency are very happy that they did it. And right now, gold continues to soar to the highest numbers in history. These gains are just an appetizer for what's to come. Some market analysis are saying that gold is predicted to rise another 30% in the next year alone. So now's the time to invest in gold and silver, and that's why I partnered with Fisher Liberty Gold. Fisher Liberty Gold is a conservative-owned and operated precious metals investment company. They even helped my good friend President Trump get elected through their contributions to Turning Point USA and other conservative groups. I have dedicated my life to ensuring that people get the best sleep ever. And in addition to owning a MyPillow, I can now sleep well at night knowing that you can all protect your savings with precious metals with Fisher Liberty Gold. With Fisher Liberty Gold, you can sleep well knowing that your retirement is secure. And if you call now, you're going to receive your very own presidential gold guide and qualify for up to $20,000 in free silver. But wait, there's more. Call now or text metals to 26786 to receive your presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty. And for a limited time, I will send you a free MyPillow for qualified accounts. This presidential gold guide from Fisher Liberty will tell you exactly why you need to own gold even while Donald Trump is president. And just by calling in, you get a free MyPillow for a limited time for qualified accounts, and up to $20,000 in free silver. So don't wait. Call 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today. That's 1-888-4GOLD-19 or text metals to 26786 today to receive your free MyPillow and up to $20,000 in free silver. To celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7, I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88. Even the queens and kings.